have taken the country in a new direction. We are not going back to the failed policies of the past. We are fighting for the middle class. Thank you for being part of that fight.
The chairman and CEO of News Corp, Rupert Murdoch, has given the most overtly political explanation to date regarding $2 million contributions and another one for $250,000 benefiting the Republican Party. What is the Democratic strategy, the political strategy, for dealing with a media outlet that has now put its money where everybody has known its mouth has always been? Is there a legislative response to the idea that there is a national cable news outlet that goes beyond having a point of view and actually starts to shill for partisan causes and actually starts to donate to partisan groups of one party? This is not care. This is certainly not reform. They must now not make the defeat worse by passing a hollow shell of a bill just for the sake of a big stage signing ceremony. The President of the United States has not provided the leadership his office demands. Sir, your hands-off approach, while nobly intended and perhaps yet someday applicable to the reality of an improved version of our nation, enabled the national humiliation that was the town halls and the insufferable Neanderthalian stupidity of Congresswoman Wilson and the street walking of Mr. Lieberman. In short, in Scott Brown, we have an irresponsible, homophobic, racist, reactionary, ex-new model, teabagging supporter of violence against women and against politicians with whom he disagrees. In any other time in our history, this man would have been laughed off the stage as an unqualified and a disaster in the making by the most conservative of conservatives. Instead, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is close to sending this bad joke to the Senate of the United States.
Network television host Keith Olbermann's liberal voice is off the air indefinitely. MSNBC has suspended him without pay for making political contributions.
MSNBC found out that Keith Olbermann had given donations to 3 Democratic candidates for the political year when they were approached by a news organization. They hadn't been told about it, and that's against NBC policy for a person who works for the news division to do that.
Good evening from New York. This is
Olbermann's Countdown Show is MSNBC's most popular program. He's also the network's highest-rated personality. Olbermann started out as a host of a straight news program, but quickly transformed into a liberal commentator. That move led the network to go in the same direction, boosting ratings to its highest level since its 1996 launch.
So if the linchpin, the most popular person of that strategy, goes down in flames, well, what happens to MSNBC?
Olbermann was a co-anchor of MSNBC's election coverage this past week. So far, no comment on his suspension. Ross Simpson, The Associated Press.
Help! We believe there are to be a malignant tumor of star whackers in Hollywood. How many people do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years? I have personally known 8 actors, all of whom I have worked with and was close to. Heath Ledger, Chris Penn, David Carradine. I believe these actors were black, and I believe that many others, such as Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Mel Gibson, are being played to get after money. In the meantime, many a celebrity's image and marketability is being co-opted and destroyed. Google helps out by keeping the negative stories near the top of the celebrity's webpage because it's the negativity that brings in the advertising revenue.
Obviously, my program, the president's approval rating is 37%.
The more the man speaks, this is what I don't understand. The more he speaks, I mean, the guy, you have to expect him to start cold calling people asking for votes, right?
Whatever we once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Oops. Was that my,
Cry, holy, holy, holy. We cry, holy, holy.
You are absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim nation.
Whatever we once were, we are no longer a Christian nation. We are a Muslim nation and a Buddhist nation and a Hindu nation and a nation of non-believers.
Over the rampart we watch, or so gallantly streaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Mexico.
Whatever we once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Was that my